We are not talking about Gen 4 stuff today. We are talking about something far more serious, so let's get right into it. So, Sacred Almighty posted a tweet on Twitter pretty much talking about these two YouTubers with some DMs. Actually, I think they were Discord server thingies. Whatever. They were chat logs of Spectre and Arizo saying some fucked up shit. Like, I can't even read this out loud. This would get me canceled in a heartbeat. Like, holy shit. I'm displaying it up on screen so you guys can see. This is some dark shit. Now, with the second screenshot, half of me wants to say it's not as bad as the first one, but only because it's obviously a joke. Now, I want to discuss the time and age these guys would have been. So, this was in 2017. Arizo would have been a very late teenager, maybe 18, 19-ish, and Spectre would have been in his 20s, like mid-ish 20s. This is just, first I want to say this is just some fucked up shit, but let's kind of analyze. I guess I'll try to explain maybe why they would say these type of things. The first one, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea, because usually when people use these type of words, it's mostly in joking form, and I mean people around this age. It's usually in the form of some edgy type humor, but that first one sounded genuinely mean-spirited. I'm pretty sure though the second one was just some, you know, teenage boy type humor. I think some people definitely know what I'm talking about. So that's kind of why I feel Arizo was kind of making those type of jokes, you know, because, you know, he was in that age where they're finding that type of stuff funny. So yeah, he's gonna say stuff like that. Now, once again, this is not a justification or defense for him. This is rather me trying to think why he would say something like that. Spectre, though, he should have known better, man. Like, I'm not gonna inject my opinion too much into this, but if there's one thing I should say, this man without a doubt should have known better not to use that type of language, especially at his age. That is just embarrassing. So that's pretty much the story, pretty dry, cut, and simple. However, I want to look at the responses, and if you know something about how I like to analyze shit, what happens happens, but what is in control is how these people decide to respond to these controversies. So let's read Spectre's response verbatim. This is in regards to screenshots of old conversations I was involved in. If you'd like context, here is the tweet. Link to the Twitter that Sacred posted. Let me start out by saying that I am both embarrassed and sickened by my own use of such offensive and racist rhetoric. And while I don't expect anyone to forgive me for using it, please know that I am so incredibly sorry to anyone who I offended, hurt, or disappointed in doing so. I'm sure there are people who I've impacted with the things I've done and said who will immediately write me off, cut me off, and what have you. And that is absolutely valid. Like I said, I don't expect anyone to forgive me or hear me out. And to those choosing not to do so, I'm sorry to have disappointed or hurt you, and thank you for being even a brief part of my life. As I said, I am so immensely embarrassed by the words and rhetoric I used in those private Discord conversations in 2017. While seemingly not that far off, feels so distantly long ago to me that I'd completely forgotten that I engaged in this sort of sickening humor, and that bolstered and egged on by other members of the group. These weren't even ideas that I subscribed to at all, and like any sane person, they continue to be. I'm sickened and indescribably disappointed in myself for allowing to become swept up and brand of abhorrent humor that I didn't even subscribe to, and looking back, I now find being so needlessly edgy, offensive, and small-minded, and for lack of a better term, cringe. At the time, I'm embarrassed to say that I wasn't very educated on the struggles of Black America and POC as a whole. Movements like BLM hadn't yet risen to the heights and notoriety that they have in recent history, and I'm equally embarrassed to say that I was ignorant to the true impact of those words and rhetoric. I am truly sorry for that. What the fuck is this apology? In the years since, I've become more educated on the hardships faced by Black people and POC, and grown out of and away from the use of such humor and social circles. Like I said, in 2017, doesn't seem that long ago for me, But something about this in past forgotten paths, I've grown. So from these sort of offensive jokes, but almost entirely as a person. To those who are within my social circles can absolutely attest to the notion that 27 me has grown from previous me. I'm also aware that parts of his conversation are targeted to a former community member named David. In retrospect, I know literally nothing about David and his association with other community members, Slowking, and whatever jokes randomly popped up about him. I didn't know him as a person, never spoke to him, so I just shat talk a person I didn't even know. But I like to extend a specific apology to David for allowing myself to become wrapped up in that line of dialogue despite knowing nothing about him. I'm sorry, David. Again, all I can do is apologize, grow, bullshit. What the I'm sorry that I gotta laugh, but Spectre, bro. I think this was Spectre's apology. What the fuck is this shit? I was uneducated at the time. This was my first time reading the full apology. And I gotta say, what PR team fucking wrote this for you, bro? You were using too many descriptive adjectives and just trying to desperately hammer it in that you were sorry for using this. Like, obviously you were, but it's a little bit more obvious that you were sorry about the fact that your ass was put on blast by Sacred, rather than the fact that you used these terms yourself, as you probably would have never used them in the first place. But once again, yeah, cringy jokes happen. We all make poor decisions. That is completely understandable. Personally, I don't think this is a bad apology. I like that he owns up to what he did. He tells us why he did it, and I can respect and appreciate that. But that whole shit, pleading ignorance, dude, you're telling me that your 20-something-year-old ass had no idea about how the N-word was offensive? Get out of here, man. That is some bullshit. But trust me, it gets worse. Let's read Arizo's apology. I have no excuse for what I did. It doesn't matter how long ago it was, and I'm sorry for what I did in the past. Just know that I'm not that person anymore, and I haven't met for years. I'm not expecting any forgiveness. Dude, did he just fucking copy off of Spectre's homework? And I accept anything that comes towards me. I'm sorry to everyone I offended with my words, especially David and any others. This apology was horseshit. This man literally just said the past is the past, I'm sorry. That was literally his whole apology. Once again, I'm kind of done with the Arizo part of this video, cuz in conclusion, Arizo, you need Spectre's PR team, my man, cuz that apology was just not it. Especially like with Spectre, I get why he's saying what he's saying. For him, it just clearly looks like he just had a, immature ass sense of humor. But with Arizo, he says some fucked up shit. And the fact that that was his apology, dude, you need a life check after that one. So we're done with Arizo. I don't even want to talk about it. That man needs some help. But someone proceeded to, I believe it was Spectre, who they exposed. You saw it in the thumbnail. Apparently, Spectre decided to play blackface in 2015. Now, I know 2015 is a far cry from what 2020 is, but you're telling me you did blackface in the 2010s and you didn't think that shit was wrong? Now, I'm gonna assume that was a filter on like some social media website, but if this man genuinely took the time to darken his skin with like some type of oil, oh boy. Because once again, this does fit the time frame of him making these immature jokes. So I do think this is real, but I'm not going to say it's real until he confirms it. But, holy fucking shit. Dude, these Poketubers are something else. I don't know how Sacred found this out, but big props to Sacred for having the courage to step forward with this. This must have been a hard thing to come forward because, he easily could have been blasted. For some reason, I personally would not have saw it, but I'm no activist. But all I'm going to say is, either these guys need to kind of change their sense of humor, or, because this is some teenage type shit, man. But really, they kind of just need to grow up. But it seems like they have, and I really do hope they change. And that's pretty much it. Please do not go after these guys. I'm pretty sure both of them are on some type of social media break right now. So just let them be. They seem to already feel, as sorry as they do. They feel pretty bad about it. Hopefully, with time they can grow and change. That is pretty much it. If you guys know anything else about the Poketuber community that you want me to cover, or anything else for that matter, let me know down below. That is the video. That's pretty much it. Have a good day.